Ahoy and welcome back to I Like Watches. If you're new here, some of you might be new. My name's Gary. I like watches. You're here watching this because you like watches too. And inside this box is a watch that I recently bought from Francis and Gay, a Swiss made watch that was only released a few months ago. And I was surprised to see the other day when I was online looking for reviews of this watch that there really weren't many reviews at all of this watch. I've been toying with getting this watch in for a little while, and because there just hasn't been much content produced on this watch, I thought, yeah, I've got to get it in. Have a little look for myself. I did get 15% off with FG15, I think it is, with Francis and Gay. Yeah, I think it's FG15. Gives you 15% off. This watch retails for £450. It is a Swiss made watch, so what do you get for £450? Not as much as you would get if you were buying a micro brand or an AliExpress watch, of course. And that's why more recently I've not tended to review too many Swiss made watches. But let's just get rid of some of that. It is a Tissot. I do like Tissot watches, I gotta say. They are probably my favourite sort of semi-affordable Swiss brand. There we go. Well, I'll clean all that up in a minute. There it is. Yeah, well, there's the box anyway. It's quite nice, actually. Yeah, I have reviewed Tissot watches in the past, and they've come in smaller, more inferior boxes, shall we say. So inside of here we have, or should have, oh, I forgot, I got the blue dial. Of course, this is the PRC100, which is a solar quartz watch. They do it in a 39 and a 34mm case, I think. And yeah, I kept looking at the silver dial one, but legibility on that watch perhaps not that good. So I thought I'd get a bit of colour on the channel. And there it is, look. Man, £450 for this. If the second hand doesn't line up, I'm going to be a little bit gutted. Let's have a look at that first. It's difficult to see. Oh, it's a bit ahead, isn't it? It's not a million miles off. It's almost passable. Oh, it looks nice, actually. It does look nice. I kept going back to look at this watch because I just thought it looked so good. 12-sided bezel. The case shape looks really interesting. I like the way the lug's cut back a little bit. Yeah, I like the bracelet. Of course, it's a quartz. And something interesting about this watch, the photovoltaic cells are under the crystal, not under the dial. So I'm looking forward to getting the macro lens out and having a look to see if we can see I think it's a little sort of hexagonal pattern under the crystal. Right, let me get the plastic off and get myself organised. I'll be back in a mo. Right, there we go. I've resized it. I don't need to put any power in, obviously. Move the hands to a nice position. Taken off all the plastic, and first impressions, well, they're actually better than I thought they were going to be. I wasn't sure which way this was going to go. I was half expecting to be incredibly disappointed, but I've also handled and owned a number of Tissot watches, and I do like them, and generally I am impressed by them. So I was hopeful that actually my first impressions were going to be good, and they are. Actually, the finishing looks good. Yeah, it looks nice. Of course, I'm going to take some macro shots. I'll show those in the video. I haven't seen them yet. I haven't taken them yet. So I can't comment on the finishing with any real conviction at this stage. But in my hand, it looks and feels like a quality watch. The bracelet seems nice. Yeah, solid end links, look. Solid links, double-ended quick-release spring bars. A couple of smaller links in the bracelet. screw pins, so not screw pins, split pins. So yeah, it's a little bit of a weakness. Some people prefer them, some people don't. But I've managed to get the perfect fit, which is really the most important thing. I do like the K shape. It's very cool, actually. Yeah, very cool. And you know, I can't see the photovoltaic cells under the crystal, so I'll have a look for those with my macro lens. Let me show you the tag quickly. 100 meters of water resistance. Look, there's the model number for this particular watch. Quartz, solar there, stainless steel. So yeah, not a huge amount. Not a huge amount of sort of really interesting specifications to share with you. Sapphire crystal. It is sapphire, of course. I'm going to measure it and test the crystal, and do all that sort of stuff. The case back is looks to be a snap-on case back. I'm impressed with the bracelet. You know, it is much better than I thought it was going to be. I still think it's a lot of money, £450. I mean, what can you get for that? You can get a lot of watch for that these days, can't you? But the problem is, when it comes to the price, those two words, Swiss made, they tend to double the price of watches, don't they? It's almost a sort of tax that you pay, a Swiss made tax. I really like the colour of that dial, mind. Sunburst dial, and I'm surprised the photovoltaic cells aren't more visible. I was expecting them to be visible with the naked eye, but I just can't see them. There is some lume on this watch. I'll show you the lume degrading at the end of the video. The battery life, once it's fully charged, if you chuck it away or tuck it away in a drawer somewhere, it's 14 months, which is pretty decent, isn't it? Yeah, like I said, there's not a huge amount of really interesting specifications to share with you. Butterfly clasp, which I don't mind for this style of watch. It's a PRC. What does PRC stand for? Precise, robust, and classic. Precise because it's a quartz, robust because, well, it's a robust steel watch with 100 meters of water resistance, and classic in terms of its styling. And they actually launched the first PRC100 watches in the middle of the 2000s, and this is the latest iteration of the PRC100. What about end-link fit? Oh, it's a bit loose, isn't it? There's a bit of movement there. Well, yeah, that's not the greatest, but that's not too much of an issue, really. I do like the case shape. There's a bit of a corner there, look. Longitudinal brushing. I do like these faceted bezels, and the brushing on top of that bezel looks, yeah, quite coarse. Top to bottom, north to south brushing. Applied indices, nice hands. Date complication there, look. At the 3 o'clock, the hands look to have a mix of finishing on them. It is, yeah, better than I thought it was going to be. Quite a bit better, actually. Let me pop it on the wrist. And there it is, look. Sits quite flat. I've managed to get a decent fit. Obviously, with it being a butterfly clasp, you're not going to be able to adjust it on the go. But you do get nice continuation of that bracelet all the way around. Decent weight distribution, although there isn't a substantial clasp underneath. You don't have a big, heavy mechanical movement inside this watch. So, yeah, the weight distribution feels pretty even, actually, all the way around my wrist. Doesn't feel top heavy at all. And there it is. I'm just so surprised that there's not been more content on this watch made. Yeah, as soon as I saw it, I was quite taken by the way it looked, and I resisted picking it up initially for a couple of reasons. Firstly, the price. Despite getting 15% off, it's still a decent chunk of money. But also, I just thought, well, so many people are going to review this. They're going to jump on it, and yeah, my review will just blend into the ocean of reviews that end up getting uploaded, and perhaps it wasn't money well spent. But actually, I think it is, and I'm pleased I got the blue one. Yeah, much more legible than the silver dialed version, and it's a beautiful colour. Yeah, I'm actually pleased with this purchase. The more I see it, the more I like it.